Howdy. Some 2 years ago, my very first paper, got published. Plate tectonic issues, the influence of electricity in rock forming processes, and a coherent connection between science, mythology, and history of Finland. And yes, I have been trying to contact people, or I contacted them. Sometimes they responded. Most often, they maybe responded once. And I really tried to get someone at the plasma rock site. Let me scroll down a little bit. I will put a link below. You can check out this paper. You will probably find some writing mistakes or whatsoever. Minor things. Yeah, English is not my mother's tongue, so there might be some mistakes. We have geological maps of Finland, different kinds of. Here are just 3 examples. You can find many, many, many more. Like, for example, here, the one on the right, we talk about uranium and lead. And metamorphosed rocks. Heavy elements, very heavy elements. There is the copstones I've been talking about here in the paper. And I think somewhere here I even mentioned about my attempts to get someone there that they can watch with their own eyes. And we can talk about it. I write about volcanic activity in Finland. There is no volcanic activity in Finland. Yeah. This is how I thought back in the days. I learned something or some things about volcanism and stuff. So I won't probably write this again. But at the date of writing that, I thought that there is no volcanic activity. Nowadays, I think it's different. But that's another theme. Geothermal activity. Here we have number 1 is the Koli area, and number 2 is the plasma rock site. And there is slightly enhanced geothermal activity, which is very interesting. Craters in Finland. There are 12 impact craters found in Finland. Now I think maybe it's still 12. They haven't found any more. I was supposed to make a video about one recent paper about one of those craters, but I thought I wait. Here I tried to make some picture. I'm not an artist, but it's probably easier for people to somehow imagine the influence of electricity in rock forming processes by drawing a lightning bolt there. And that's a very special place where this lightning bolt is drawn to. It has a reason, but we will come back later. And here on the right side, it's approximately the same place. And this is just a very, very, very much simplified depiction of the events actually going down. Maybe it has something to do with this ground-to-ground discharge. Maybe not. Don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Because as you have seen probably in other videos, hopefully, if you haven't, go to watch them. I talk quite a lot about Venus and sulfur and copper in recent times. So here, the lower picture, Kuhasalo, which is the plasma rock site, as I call it. We have this kind of crater-like geological feature. And it's black and white here in this because it's easier to see that we might have something bigger here too. Like on the upper side of the picture, we have basically the whole southern of Finland. And this place where the lightning strike hits in this picture, which is the same as here, is this. And this picture is not that well visible, but here on the lower end we have a very round feature, which is very interesting. We have, of course, many other craters and very interesting geological features. The whole site is full. That's why I call them plasma rocks. There are so many things to see there, you have no idea. These are just a few. Here, the one on the left, molten metal on top of rocks, has even been featured in a Thunderbolts video with Andrew Hall. And as you can see, it's not that big. Here we have to scale centimeters, 10 centimeters, so that's not very big. But it's there. We have magnetic anomalies in Finland. We have the surface conductivity anomaly, which has similarities with an imprint or with the structure of the polar cusps of Earth, which are basically interfaces where the Earth's magnetosphere, like, it gets funneled down to the auroral oval and stuff like that. And I think in the past it could be, or it could have been, that once the heaven actually touched the ground, the magnetosphere smashed down on Earth's surface and left this imprint behind. And the whole activity, and of course we are talking about the magnetosphere. So the whole thing is electromagnetic in nature. Where we have a magnet, you have a current flowing, and vice versa. You won't ever get just magnetism or just a current flowing. You get always both. We have metallogenic occurrences in Finland. Copper, iron, gold, lead, uranium, metals. And the plasma rock site is situated somewhere here, in the copper uranium area. And there's other stuff, probably petrified wood, which I still try to figure out if there's anyone here could tell me, is it or is it not? Because we should understand that you can create petrified wood by using electricity. Like if there's a power line snapping or a tree falling on that and the current flows through the tree, it gets petrified within a few hours. It doesn't need millions of years. It turns into stone. I talk about the Birkent, Peterson and Hall currents on Earth. And here we have Northern America, but the plasma rock site, I marked it here, 60 degrees north. And the plasma rock site is 62 degrees north. So it is within the auroral oval general vicinity, where the Birkent current enters and leaves Earth. I have this plasma rocks playlist. There are obviously 45 videos. There might be a very big possibility that there is no sound, because I hadn't the courage to talk anything or to say anything. But here you have a lot of pictures from the plasma rock site. There are mostly photographs because the quality is better. And here we have this feature which got featured in the Thunderbolts video, the shocking truth. I will put a link below to that too. So that's also in the same place. I also have the playlist Finnish Copper, 19 videos. Originally I was supposed to make 1, then I made 6, and now there's 19. And I could make many more, I just should have the time for that. And the hexology, which was supposed to be made out of 6 videos, carries the title Finnish Copper might have its origin on Venus or from the interaction with it. Because of the copper, because of the sulfur, because of the electromagnetic nature of these kind of possible interactions. Lightning bolts, raining brimstone. And here in part 5 from 6. Now let's see this. Let's see if we can catch this picture. So that's from the video. Kuhasalo is the plasma rock site, where I just showed you this other playlist. There you can take a look at the rocks. And the one on the left is from the plasma rock site, and the one on the right are some islands in the Hudson Bay. And they have quite much similarities. I think so. You might think differently. But I just somehow see similar geological features. And here once again on the left we have the same crater which the lightning strike hit and which you have seen black and white, which is in Kuhasalo, the plasma rock site. And it has very interesting similarities with the Richard structure in Africa. Is it Mauritania? The country where it's in? I'm not too sure. But anyway, and these very much resemble some electric discharge events by nature. There are some very interesting videos and people who can talk much better about these kinds of things. For example, Andrew Hall, he talks about the Richard structure. But I think they have very many similarities. And today I managed for the first time to get a professional at the plasma rock site. This was something I was trying to do ever since. When I started to write the paper, when I wrote the paper, after it was released, all those like 2 years or more. Today was the day. And like I said many times, I try to search for people who know better than I do because I have so many questions and stuff like that. You know, they have education, they have titles and all kinds of things. These are the people I reach out to and try to get a conversation going. The person who came with me today to the plasma rock site for the first time, any professional from the whole country, I have been contacting quite a few. Few times it was very close, but it didn't happen. Today it happened. Another person is from the University of Eastern Finland Department of Geographical and Historical Studies, a physical geographer, lecturer at the University of Eastern Finland and work at Regional Council of North Karelia, which is the area here. So I would say that he's a professional, obviously. And we had contact, email, writing. I sent him stuff and for quite a while, sometimes more, sometimes less. And today we met up at the site and we were there for 2.5 hours. He was explaining his views on the whole thing and I was explaining my views on the things. And we had a very good conversation. It was very nice to bring forward own views onto the things, how they could have possibly come to existence, and about possible timelines, that it probably didn't take billions of years. Because in the Finnish Copper playlist you will find the videos where I put some pebbles into the microwave and it takes a few minutes and I created metamorphosed rock, which according to common geological, let's say, paradigm, takes at least billions of years. But I made it in the microwave within a few minutes. I didn't have to use, or I didn't have to push around any continents. I didn't have to wait for a supernova. I didn't have to wait that some volcano would erupt here, which probably doesn't exist, never existed, probably, I don't know. But that's another theme, the volcanism of Finland. I just made it in the microwave. Many people have microwaves at home. But if you do these kind of things, make sure it has this kind of grill function, otherwise it will break, because it won't if the rock really reacts, in other terms, it gets hot or even starts to melt, it's very hot. And if you just have a basic microwave without grill, it breaks the microwave. But if it has grill, it can stand much more heat. But afterwards, you probably won't use it for anything else anymore because it starts to stink to whatever, sulfur and stuff like that. So I just took maybe 2 or 3 pictures today from this trip to the plasma rock site. And I guess you can guess who's the scientist and who's me. And we were talking about the things. We were standing at this crater you just saw. And he is standing within the crater I showed you, which resembles to some degree the Richard structure, or let's say it has similar features. And I just try to see if there's... No, it's not that well visible here. But here is this round feature, I guess. It's either here or here. I have somewhere better pictures of that. But he's standing literally within this crater. And now, since it was a rainy day, everything was wet, so you can see much better the colors. The quality of the picture is very bad, because it is made with a selfie cam. But I have proof that I have been there with a professional, and he seemed to be interested into the whole thing. Which is a very big thing. Not only for me, but it could be a first step into a new understanding of how the universe works, of how we work, of what we are, electromagnetic beings, about our history, about timelines, which indicates that which is behind us. Since things happen in circles, they will come up again. So now the chickens get restless. I will leave it here. It was a very exciting day, and I tried to make some earthquake basic videos because there's so much stuff has been going down in Central Europe about like earthquakes and stuff I've been talking about many times, but I just couldn't do videos about that. Let's see if I can go back to making more videos or something, but I don't know. Let's see what I'm going to do. It's not that I'm not doing nothing. And yeah, that was a very special occasion today. And hopefully there will be some more interactions and this thing is going to develop, and hopefully there are some other people excited about this, and we could use some laboratory to make some tests and check some things out, and you know, making real science with real facts, with real microscopes, studying history and mythology, the Kalevala, for example, like the Finnish copper. I've been talking to some degree about the Kalevala. A skirt made of fire, blue stockings, and crimson red shoes. It's in the Finnish copper video playlist. You will find it. I think it's a very interesting video. It does not only prove the fact that electricity really has a big influence in geological processes, but it also proves ancient stories, myths, so to say, being correct, which makes them facts. They are not myths anymore, they are facts. Because sulfur is usually red or yellow. No, it's not red or yellow, it's yellow or white, I should say. But if you heat it to more than 200 degrees, it turns red, and if you heat it even more, it turns dark red, which is crimson. And as sulfur burns, it has a blue flame. So now we have the crimson colored shoes, which are red. We have the blue stockings, which is the burning sulfur, which has a blue flame. And the skirt made of fire is the plasma. So that's the video: skirt of fire, blue stockings and crimson colored shoes. Copper, Finland. That's the old copper mine in Outokumpu. We have crimson color. That's the bedrock. It is crimson color. That's a microwave oven. That's a stone in the microwave oven which has blue flames because it contains sulfur. And here we have the whole thing. A skirt made out of fire. Blue stockings, which is the blue flame from sulfur. Here we have plasma. And the crimson red shoes, which is the red rock. Yeah. And that's all very exciting. Thank you. Bye.